Hello, everyone. I'm Kazi Hassan. I am the head of marketing at Shuttle, and I wanted to create a video about ChatGPT and Make, two of my most favorite tools while I'm working over at Shuttle. While these tools aren't exactly always related to marketing, but it does help a lot in marketing and in other areas. So I've been thinking about showing you guys how I use Make as well as ChatGPT. So today, what I want to do is I want to show you how to use Make and ChatGPT to automate resume screening. So this is a scenario. This is a way I found out how I can use ChatGPT to get the best resumes for my for positions like marketing interns and marketing executives and such and such. So if you want to do something similar, these are the tools that you'll need. Firstly, you need Make. That's the screen that you see over here. I have a lot of flows going on. I'll show you the flow that I intend to use for this purpose. Secondly, you will need pdf.co. This is basically an API based platform that lets you do a lot of different cool stuff with PDF files. Then obviously you need openai.com. That is the company that's built ChatGPT. You need Airtable, which is optional, but I like using Airtable because it really is very user friendly. And of course, there's ChatGPT, but you wouldn't be needing the ChatGPT platform. The platform.openai is actually good enough for this. All right. So let's start with the basics. What are we doing here? So for starters, you need to create a form where all form or a place where all of your data is going to be stored. So for me, that's Airtable. I've already taken the liberty to build um, kind of a sample playground. The data that you see is just made up names, made up emails. However, the one thing that is real is the CVs and resumes. These are real CVs from real people who applied for the marketing intern position. I've already tried it once and given them a score, but I'll delete that for now. So if you want to use this workflow, you would need to make a base like this. I'm not going to go about how to make an Airtable base. That's something that I'll give a link to, and then you can find out more. And I'll concentrate more on how to create this automation. All right, so let's head over to make.com, create a scenario. All right, so we're in the workflow right now. I've given it a name. I've given it a name, resume screening demo, and to start the process, I would suggest that you select whatever database that you're using, whether it's Airtable or Excel, and tell Make where to get your data from. So I'm using the search records module. My Airtable is already connected. If your Airtable or any other module is not connected, I would suggest that you start by clicking Add and then consequently connecting it as you go along. I'm going to find my Airtable base that stores all the CVs and resumes right now. Tell Make which table or getting your data from, the view. Usually it's the basic view, that's good enough. The output fields you need for this, we can use the ID, and we'll definitely need the resume. Put in a formula. So essentially what we need is find out which fields have a CV or a resume. So for that, enter the formula that I've shown. All you need to do is tell Make that you're looking at this formula. That's it. Give out a limit. You can give tens if you have only 10 records. If you have hundreds, you can give hundreds and thousands. For the next step, you want to extract the CV from Airtable. For that, you can add another module. We're using the HTTP module to get a file. Select the URL from your Airtable data. Click OK. Once you have your file, head over to pdf.co. We want to convert the PDF into text. So let's see. Simply select Convert from PDF. Upload a file, PDF to text. Leave this empty. Make sure that you've chosen yes for inline. And for export type, select JSON output. I'm going to give this another check to see everything's fine. All right, so this is where the fun part starts. We can finally connect our module to ChatGPT. So in order to add ChatGPT, you need to add a new module and find out OpenAI. Once you have the model in front of you, just simply create a completion. Again, you'll need to add your OpenAI platform credentials. If you haven't connected or created an account, I'll show that to you in a moment. So just a small detour. This is the OpenAI platform. In order to go there, you must first go to platform.openai.com. To get your, if you haven't signed up, you'll get the option to sign up. Simply go to this website. And once you've signed up, you can just continue with Google and log in. So before heading on to Make, I want to show you how the playground works for ChatGPT or OpenAI. This is a great place for you to come and experiment with your modules. Experiment with your prompts. So I've already designed a prompt, and I'm just going to copy paste it here because I don't want to waste so much time. All right. So basically, when I am hiring for a marketing internship position, I tell ChatGPT or OpenAI that please review the following resumes for a marketing intern position and rate them using the following criteria. Some of the criteria I use Might include something like which universities they've been to, if they have marketing skills that are relevant, if they have experience. All right, so I got a sample CV here. We're just gonna copy paste it and see what the result comes out. So ChatGPT says that this person gets a 70% score, which means that it matches 70% of the criteria that we've presented right now. All right, so let's head on back to our Make platform. All right, if you're satisfied with the results that you get on the playground, you can move over to the Make scenario and put in the same prompt that you used here and put it over here in Make. So we're going to open it up and copy paste the same prompt. But before you do that, do choose your model. I've used Text DaVinci 003. That is the latest model and the best one for text completion. Just copy paste all of your prompt. And once you're done pasting, remember to add the body content that you received from the pdf.co module. Right, so let's give it a test run. Before we do that, let's just use one module as one record as a sample, so just to see that it works. Just kind of blocking the way. And now we wait. It usually doesn't take that much time, but since my internet is a bit slow, so you'll have to be a little bit patient here. All right, so if your scenario worked, you'll probably see a screen like this, little bubbles with ones and hopefully no errors. Let's see what data we got from our workflow. So the output that we got, you have to click on choices and the collection. So it looks like we didn't get any data. So we'll run this module again to see if it works. So on a second try, we found that the module worked and we got a rating, a score for our candidate. So now, if we want to move on to the next step, what we need to do is find out a way to get this data all the way to back to our Airtable base. So before we go and head over to Airtable, we have to parse some text from this response from ChatGPT. We're going to look for the parse module. Use the text parser. So I'll use the match pattern advanced here. For the settings, just do what I'm doing here. It mostly doesn't matter considering how simple our regex query is. Here we want to tell the module that we are looking for a number between 0 to 9, has 1 to 3 characters, and ends with a percentage. Let's collect the data from OpenAI. You can find it right here. Once you're done, click OK. Now run the module once just to make sure everything's working. All right, looks like our module ran perfectly. So now that we have all of our data and we have it in the way we want it, let's head back to our Airtable module. And this time, let's select Update a Record. Let's select the applicant base that we made earlier. Choose your table. Select your record ID. You can find this data from our first module that we created. Select your ID. And now all we need to do is find our score field and give them its data. But before we do that, just note that we have to modify our data a little bit because as you can see, this score is a number type field. So we need to convert this into a number. So the way we can do that is we can go to the math functions. Actually, we were there to begin with. Parse our number. Select the field that we want to parse. Click OK. So let's run the module again, and now we should have our final product. All right, so it looks like our module worked. Let's just go back to our Airtable base and see if the scores are there, and it's all there. So now, if let's say you want to see the best of the best applicants, all you need to do is filter by the scores that you have. So let's say you want scores that's greater than 70. You can just create the filter, and you can see who matches your criteria and your standards, if I might say that. Yeah, so that's how you do it. By the way, when we created this module, we set it up so that it finds out only the records that have CVs. However, if you want to continue or automate this process so that it finds out whenever there's a new record in your Airtable base, what you need to do is go back to your first module. And instead of having our formula be CV is not empty, let's select so in the formula tab, Let's ensure that we find out records that don't have any scores. Let's run this once. You will likely face an error here in the HTTP module. That's fine. The only reason it's showing it because you actually don't have a CV for it to parse out to get the files from. What I recommend is that you just add an error module in this cases, because what Make does is that if you have too many errors, it stops um, the module or the work process from working anymore. So you simply just put in ignore, and you should be good to go. And before you quit and close this module, simply just turn on the module. You can select your schedule by clicking on here. And maybe you don't want to run this module every 15 minutes. Maybe you want to run it an hour or 2 hours, every 2 hours. That's really up to you. If you want, you can also select it, run it for a day or two, every day or every 2 days. That's really up to you. So, all right, guys, thank you for bearing with me, but I'm glad I could share this experience with you.